the technical difficulties today. We are getting on just a little bit later than normal. Daryl Thompson has already retired one batter here in the top of the first inning. The first pitch is a called strike on the two-hitter in today's ball game, Corey Bird. We're going to run you through the lineups momentarily, along with some of the other data in today's ball game. The pitch, we get a high fly ball over toward right field. It's the right fielder, Braxton Lee, who moves in and makes the catch for the second out. 2 up and 2 down, a solid start for Daryl Thompson. We've got all kinds of information to break down in today's ball game. The biggest piece of news today is that if the Blue Crabs win today's ball game, they would finish 48-18, the best winning percentage in a half in Atlantic League history. The second biggest piece of news, and this is also major, the starting pitcher for the Dirty Birds tonight will be Blue Crabs pitcher throughout the year. It's been Denson Hall, who has been a mainstay in the Blue Crabs rotation, traded to Charleston earlier today officially. And he gets the nod for the Dirty Birds tonight. So the Blue Crabs will see a very familiar face on the mound for Charleston. The first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner on Alfredo Gonzalez. Base paths empty, 2 outs for a terrific July 4th Monday evening. 0-1 offering coming from Thompson. Low and away in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the first inning in a scoreless ball game. Unfortunately, folks, we're not going to have a scoreboard for you, but I will be updating you throughout the broadcast as to what the score is. 1-1 delivery, foul back behind home plate to the netting in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike on Gonzalez. For the Dirty Birds, there's nothing really to play for tonight. Their first half is over. They're unable to qualify for the playoffs. So from Charleston's perspective, these are almost exhibition games. Opportunities to get guys in the lineup who maybe wouldn't play as much. The pitch, swinging a foul ball back behind home plate. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Alfredo Gonzalez. Blue Crabs have a pretty traditional lineup in. Zach Collier, who's been in and out of the lineup dealing with a bit of a hamstring issue, has returned as the designated hitter tonight. Here's the pitch from Thompson. Breaking ball, strike 3. The bat goes flying into the crowd and ends the inning. We just got to hope everybody is all right, as that ball went flying at a very fast rate of speed into the left field, so the third base side stands. Hopefully everybody's just fine. Either way, we're finished with the top of the first inning. It's a scoreless ball game. We go to the bottom of the first on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We are back from Southern Maryland in a scoreless ball game. Fans, we apologize for some of the technical difficulties tonight, but this is unfortunately the best we have to work with. Our broadcasting technology is unfortunately not up to par tonight. The first pitch is a little bit away for ball one on Jack Sundberg. Bottom of the first inning. This ball game is scoreless. We're going to run you through the Blue Crabs starting lineup in a couple of moments, along with the starting pitcher for the Charleston Dirty Birds. 0-1 pitch on the ground over to shortstop. It's fielded by Scott Kelly. Strong throw to first is in time, and there is one away. Bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game between the Dirty Birds and the Blue Crabs. Well, let's run you through the Blue Crabs batting order now. Jack Sundberg just led off. He grounded out to shortstop. Batting second, it's Michael Wolanski. He's at second base. Zach Collier is the 3-hitter. He's DHing tonight. Cleanup hitter tonight is Jared Walker. Batting fifth is Alex Crosby. Joe DeLuca bats 6. Braxton Lee is the 7-hitter. Ryan Haug bats 8, and batting ninth is Michael Baca. First pitch called strike from Denson Hull. And you heard that right. It's Denson Hull who gets the start tonight for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Hull pitched with the Blue Crabs across his first 13 starts this year. Pitch. That's up and in. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Wolanski. The first 2 months of the year were terrific for Hull. Across his first 7 starts, he had a 1.93 ERA. But things unraveled a little bit in June with a 9.35 ERA. 1-1 pitch tapped back behind home plate. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on the righty Michael Wolanski. Last time out for Hull, it went 1 1/3 innings of work. 6 hits, 9 runs, just 3 earned though. 1 home run, that came back in the first inning. He walked 2 and he struck out 1. The 1-2 to Wolanski, up and away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, fans, we're glad you could join us this evening, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to try to work with them as best we can throughout the evening. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 3. Wolanski down on a high fastball. 2 up and 2 down from the lefty Denson Hull, and maybe all it took was turning the calendar from June to July. But it's a strong start from the lefty. And here comes Zach Collier. Collier bats third for the Blue Crabs, hitting .242 on the year. Collier had a terrific year last year when he hit upwards of .320 and an OPS north of 1,000. First pitch, low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Collier did not play from June 25th until July 2nd. Found himself back in the lineup. 1-0 pitch, called strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Against lefties this year, Collier hitting just .217. You compare that to against righties where he's hitting .252. The pitch to Collier. That's away. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning in a scoreless ball game between the Dirty Birds and the Blue Crabs. Base paths are empty. Denson Hull deals. Ground ball over toward the first base side. It's through for a base hit. Past Alfredo Gonzalez into right field, all the way to the corner. Zach Collier's not going to push it. He pulls up at second with a 2-out double, as the right fielder A.J. Bumpus corrals and tosses into the infield. Runner on second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Jared Walker, the cleanup hitter. Walker, another lefty. And while Collier doesn't hit quite as well against lefties as he does righties, Jared Walker, it's the opposite. Against right-handed hitters, or right-handed pitchers, I should say, Jared Walker hits .236, but against lefties, .283 on the year. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Jared Walker will be followed by Alex Crosby. Hull is set. First pitch to Walker, way outside. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 delivery, line drive, left center field, it's extra bases. This one hops the Blackstone management side. An RBI double from Jared Walker. It scores Zach Collier. It's a 1-0 Blue Crabs lead in the bottom of the first inning. Very well struck line drive the other way. One hops the wall in left center. The Blue Crabs have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. And here comes Crosby. Alex Crosby bats fifth today. First pitch to the lefty, popped up, third base side in foul territory. It's the third baseman, Scott Burcham, next to the Blue Crabs dugout, who makes the catch. He hands the ball to the fan, and that finishes the bottom of the first inning. Well, Blue Crabs score 1 run on 2 hits at the end of 1. It's 1-0 Southern Maryland. We are back in the top of the second inning. Again, fans, we apologize for the technical difficulties this evening. As the first pitch from Daryl Thompson swung on, hit high in the air, shallow right field. It's the second baseman, Michael Wolanski, who calls off Braxton Lee and makes the catch for the first out. Well, quickly 1 away in the top of the second inning for Thompson. 4 up and 4 down. The Blue Crabs have a 1-0 lead in the top of the second inning. Well, fans, we apologize that we do not have our typical broadcast set up. First pitch, a little bit away in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Scott Burcham, a former Blue Crab. 1-0 pitch, called strike at the knees in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-0 Blue Crabs. Back-to-back doubles from Collier and Walker have given the Blue Crabs that 1-0 lead. 1-1 delivery. Awfully close, just a little outside, and the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two 2-1. Also close, but a little high according to the home plate umpire, Bill Worthington. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Called strike. Burcham started walking to first base before the call, but Worthington brings him back in the count, 3-2. It just clipped that outside corner. And the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 offering on the ground over toward third and a high chopper. Fielded chest high. The throw to first is in time. And there are 2 away. Five up, 5 down for Darrell Thompson as Scott Kelly comes to the plate. Kelly, the shortstop today for the Dirty Birds. First pitch, called strike, right down Darrell Thompson Drive on a terrific evening, a July 4th. To remember, everybody, we'll show you the crowd in just a couple of moments, but a packed house. 0-1 pitch on the ground is short, deep. Baca Fields throws to first. It's just barely in time, and that ends the top of the second inning. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings to get things started for Darrell Thompson. A look at the terrific crowd on hand tonight at the Reg in Waldorf. The place is packed, maybe every seat full. We'll step aside when we come back. The Blue Crabs coming to bat in the bottom of the second. We're back in the bottom of the second inning, fans. We apologize for the shaky camera. We're trying to work through it tonight. We've got a couple of things that we're working on to try to find a solution to our technical difficulties tonight. And we'll give you as much description as we can because unfortunately we do not have access to our traditional broadcast setup. First pitch from Denson Hall. It's DeLuca squares around a bunt and bunts foul down the third base side. Denson Hall, the starting pitcher for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Denson Hall pitched an affiliated ball exclusively up until this season when he joined the Blue Crabs. Had a terrific April and May, but in June he struggled. And he found himself traded to the Charleston Dirty Birds. Pitch to DeLuca, line drive toward right field, into the corner, but it's the right fielder, A.J. Bumpus, who tracks it down just in front of the warning track. And there is one away. And here comes Braxton Lee. Braxton Lee comes to the plate with 1 out in the second. First pitch from Hull is upstairs in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. We hope to have an official tripod stand for you guys just in a couple of moments at the start of the top of the third inning. We apologize for the shaky camera. First pitch is low and away in the count, 1 ball and no strikes on Braxton Lee. We come to you in the bottom of the second inning from Waldorf, Maryland. Blue Crabs 1 and the Dirty Birds nothing. Pitch, line drive, center field, base hit. Braxton Lee goes right back up the middle for a single. There's 1 on and 1 out. And here comes Ryan Haug. Ryan Haug digs his back right foot to the batter's box. Haug will be followed by Baca, 8 and 9 in the Blue Crabs batting order. Haug hitting .274 on the year. First pitch is low and in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Haug was hitting as high as nearly 400 to start the month of June. But Haug had a bit of a tough month. Now finds himself at .274. Still a very respectable batting average for a catcher. Denson Hull tosses over to first base to check on Braxton Lee. The pitch, that one's a little bit low and in. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. We hope to have our tripod up and ready for you for the top of the third inning. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Quick toss to first. And diving back in safely is Braxton Lee. Denson Hull was scheduled to pitch for the Blue Crabs tomorrow. Instead, it will be Alex Merrithew, another toss to first. But again, back in safely. Braxton Lee kicking around some dirt out there. A few steps away from first base. Seemed a little too focused on that dirt, to be honest. I think that Hull probably could have tossed over if he recognized it and could have got him out. 2-0 pitch upcoming to Ryan Haug. A little bit upstairs, count 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 1 out. Top of the third inning upcoming for the Blue Crabs. Or bottom of the second inning here with the Blue Crabs. Top of the third inning will be next for the Dirty Birds, I should say. 3-0 pitch is low and in, and that's ball 4. Runners on first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes Michael Baca, who bats 9th for the Blue Crabs.
I'm not sure. Oh, that's gonna be weird.
The pitch to Baca on the ground towards second base. On to second for 1. Back on to first, not in time. A fielder's choice, 4-6. As the second baseman, Angel Garcet, tossed to the shortstop, Scott Kelly, and there are 2 away. And Jack Sundberg will come to the plate. Back to the top of the order for the Blue Crabs. Denson Hull retired the first 2 batters in the first inning before allowing back-to-back doubles. Pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. On the outside corner, the count, no balls and 1 strike. From third, it's Braxton Lee. From first, Michael Baca. 0-1 pitch. Big wave and a miss on a breaking ball low and out of the zone. And the count 0-2. Again, fans, we apologize for our technical difficulties tonight. We hope to have a tripod stand up and ready for you to watch the game from here on out. So we apologize for the shakiness. Pitch. That's the swing and a miss. Strike 3. Baca was off and running. But at this point, that's all null and void as that ends the bottom of the second inning. Sundberg down on strikes. The Blue Crabs with a pair of hits, but they strand 2. It's a 1-0 Blue Crabs lead as we head to the top of the third on the Blue Crabs Broadcast Network, brought to you by Hometown Real Estate. We are back in the top of the third inning. The Blue Crabs lead the Dirty Birds 1-0. As 7, 8, and 9 will come to the plate in the top of the third. First pitch, hard hit ground ball, first base side, foul. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Bumpus will be followed by Garcid and Testa. Funny thing about Joe Testa, he's actually the pitching coach for the Charleston Dirty Birds. He's out in left field tonight. 0-1 delivery, foul back, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. You want to have a meeting at the mound, and you got your left fielder who's got to come in to chat with your pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs on AJ Bumpus. Angel Garcid on deck. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Daryl Thompson drops the curveball. It's 7 up and 7 down for Daryl Thompson. And there's 1 away in the top of the third. I hope that we've got a better camera view for you now as we apologize for the technical difficulties we were working with earlier. We still don't have our traditional camera setup for you this evening. We're working with as best we can as we try to work through this ball game. I will be continuously updating you with the score throughout the game as we do not have the scoreboard up on the screen. First pitch from Thompson. That's low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes on the 8-hitter Angel Garson. Blue Crabs, 1 run on 3 hits for the Dirty Birds. No runs on no hits. 1-0 delivery, that's outside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes on Garson. Hope everybody's having a terrific July 4th. 2-0 pitch, high pop up behind home plate. It's coming toward our way. Bounces directly on top of our roof and rolls down right in front. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Blue Crabs ahead by 1. Garson will be followed by Joe Testa. The pitch. One's high in the air, first base side, foul territory. It's going to get out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Joe Testa, a 2-way player. We'll get to that when he comes to the plate next. 2-2 pitch, low and away, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Across his time in the Atlantic League, Testa has just 8 at-bats. We'll wait on that for just a moment, unless he maybe does not appear he's going to come out of this game for a pinch hitter. Just is very surprising to see your starting left fielder as the pitching coach. 3-1 pitch, popped up behind home plate. Howell gives chase. He runs out of room. The count remains full at 3-2. I talked with Daryl Thompson. He's had more than enough rest. So Daryl Thompson, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go 120. He told me he could go 150. I don't know if we're going to see 150 out of Daryl Thompson tonight, but I think we could see 120 pitches. The bullpen had a lot of work yesterday as part of what was a bullpen day. 3-2, just outside, ball 4. Terrific at bat for Angel Garson as he works a walk on 8 pitches. He's fouling a lot of pitches off. Daryl Thompson finally dealt him a fastball a little bit off the plate, and it was ball 4. And here comes Joe Testa, the pitching coach turned left fielder tonight. I'd be interested to see that dynamic as exactly what they're going to do. If Denson Hall runs into enough trouble to warrant a meeting of the mound. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. And for manager Billy Horn, I think the idea here is you're out of a playoff spot. There's no reason to risk anything for any of your fielders as the 0-1 pitch is fouled away, third base side. The count 0-2, a bouncing ball, and an older fan doesn't have to move at all, stays in his seat, and the ball comes right to him on a ricochet from behind. 0-2 pitch to Testa. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They don't come much easier than that. You got the pitching coach at the mound, or at the plate, and you got Daryl Thompson at the mound. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Well, there are 2 away now in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner on first base, 1-0 Blue Crabs. That run came all the way back in the bottom of the 1st inning on back-to-back doubles from Southern Maryland. It's Engel Beltre to get things started. First pitch, called strike, right down the middle. There's enough movement on that fastball. We apologize there for our camera view. There's enough movement there on that fastball where it makes it very tricky as the 0-1 pitch is fouled off first base side. One on, 2 out. 0-2 pitch to Beltre. Popped up, third base side, long run for Crosby. It's Ryan Haug who tracks it down in foul territory in front of the dugout. Well, the Blue Crabs surrender their first walk. It's Darrow Thompson, though, who's gone 3 innings without allowing a run or a hit. We go to the bottom of the third. The Blue Crabs lead this one 1-0 on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network.
I think it's unmuted.
2, 3, and 4 to the plate for the Blue Crabs in the bottom of the third inning. Michael Wolanski followed by Zach Collier and Jared Walker. First pitch from Denson Hall, big wave and a miss. He overpowered him with the fastball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Denson Hall into the third inning today. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit low on the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Does not get the benefit of the doubt in the call from Bill Worthington, who's generally been pretty good behind the plate this year. 1-1 offering upcoming. What about low and in the count? 2 balls and 1 strike. He goes by Bill the Skill Worthington. 2-1 pitch. Check swing, ground ball to the first base side. Flip back to Hall is in time. And there is 1 away. A well-executed ground out to first base as Alfredo Gonzalez does most of the work in recording the out. Brings up Zach Collier, who bats third for the Blue Crabs. Terrific day in Waldorf, Maryland. Sunny skies overhead, temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s. First pitch is away for ball 1 on Zach Collier. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch, swinging a high fly ball, deep center field, sends Bird back to the warning track at the wall. He makes the catch. In front of the outdoor creation sign, right next to the batter's eye in dead center field. And that ball's hit about as hard as you can hit a ball. But a fly out to deep center field as Corey Bird tracked it down. And 2 up and 2 down for Denson Hall in the bottom of the third. Denson Hall has primarily been a reliever throughout his professional career. Did start some games back at Creighton during his collegiate career. Get back to that in a moment. First pitch from Hall. Breaking ball, called strike inside corner. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Because he's been mostly a reliever, he's pitched out of the stretch for the majority of his career. 0-1, a little bit low and away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. And despite the fact that there aren't any runners on, Hall is pitching out of the stretch. Hall has attacked the zone so far in this ballgame. 33 pitches, 19 strikes, 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike, and the count 1-2. Walks, something that have plagued Denson Hall in recent games, but so far tonight has not been a major issue. And ahead in the count 1-2 on Walker. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off of his left cleat. The count remains 1-2. That rocket to center field you saw earlier in this inning was the hardest hit ball of the ball game. Left the bat at 102 miles an hour from Zach Collier. And our track man tells us it was hit 384 feet. A lot of ballparks, especially to right center like that, that's out of here. 1-2 pitch, called strike 3, outside corner, Denson Hall with a strikeout to finish things in the third. We're finished with 3 innings of play. The Blue Crabs have a 1-0 lead on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We go to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be 2, 3, and 4 to the plate in the Dirty Birds order. Corey Bird, followed by Alfredo Gonzalez and Tyler Blom. First pitch from Thompson. A little bit away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 Blue Crabs. Came all the way back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch, high fly ball, deep right field. Sends Braxton Lee over to the warning track at the wall. That ball is a foul ball. Oh, very nearly got out of here. And just missed by a couple of feet down the right field line. Very well hit ball, but it tailed at the very end there. I thought that ball was going to stay fair. Hit probably 330 feet down that right field line. It's 325 in the corner here at the Reagan Waldorf. But it juts out immediately. 1-1 pitch. Squibbed down the third base line. A lot of spin on it. Manager for the Charleston Dirty Birds fake kicked it back into fair territory. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Corey Bird. He'll be followed by Alfredo Gonzalez and Tyler Blom. One-two pitch. That's inside. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefty. Dirty Birds still searching for that first hit of the ball game here in the 4th. They do have 1 base runner. That came via a walk. And the pitch, that one's low and in. All of a sudden, the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It was Angel Garcia at the bottom of the lineup who worked that walk just in front of Joe Testa. 3-2 pitch on the ground towards second base. Rolls into the glove of Wolanski. He tosses to first. And there is 1 away. Here comes Alfredo Gonzalez. On the year, Alfredo Gonzalez hits .260. We followed by Tyler Blom. Highest batting average of the team belongs to Corey Bird, who just grounded out to second base. Hits .333 on the year. The only batting average for Charleston north of 300. Gonzalez digs in from the right side. First pitch, a little bit inside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. One-0 delivery. Popped up foul, first base side, top of the 4th inning. And a 1-0 Blue Crabs lead. Back-to-back doubles from Zach Collier and Jared Walker are the difference in this ballgame. And 1-0 Blue Crabs. Pitch, that one's tap foul off of his left foot from Alfredo Gonzalez. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 away in the top of the 4th. So far, Daryl Thompson has gone 3 1/3 innings. He's faced just 11 batters. He's retired 10 of 11. The only one who reached was Angel Garcia way back in the 2nd inning. Pitch, that one's outside. Count 2-2. And Angel Garcia reached via a walk. Blue Crabs 1 run on 3 hits. Dirty Birds no runs on no hits. 2-2 pitch, swinging a line drive, hard hit, left field. Back to the warning track in front of the wall. It's Jared Walker who collects it. Belt high for the 2nd out. Well, fans, we apologize. We do not have our traditional broadcast gear and setup today. We will not have the score on the scoreboard throughout the broadcast, but I will be updating you throughout the ball game on the score. And here comes Tyler Blom. He's doing the catching tonight for the Dirty Birds. A packed house here at the Reagan Waldorf. First pitch, low and away, count 1 ball and no strikes. At 9:30 sharp, we will have fireworks, a fireworks presentation at Regency Furniture Stadium. 1-0 pitch, foul back, count 1 ball and 1 strike. Regardless of the score or the time of the game, we'll go to a fireworks celebration. We're at the top of the 4th inning, just past 7:30. So hopefully we'll have this game all wrapped up by the time 9:30 rolls around. 1-1 pitch on the ground over towards shortstop, fielded by Baca. Strong throw across the diamond is in time. A routine 1-2-3 inning for Daryl Thompson. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 1-0 Blue Crabs lead. Bottom 4, first pitch from Denson Hall is low and away. The count 1 ball and no strikes in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Blue Crabs. It's been a while since we've had any scoring going, but back in the bottom of the 1st, back-to-back doubles from the 3 and 4 hitters in the lineup were enough to get that across, as the 1-0 pitch is a little bit outside and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Collier and Jared Walker had back-to-back doubles. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Low in the dirt. It was the catcher, Corey Bird, who was going to run after that ball in case Crosby took off for first base, but he's not going anywhere. Of course, in the Atlantic League, part of the dropped ball rule by the catcher. We'll get to that in just one moment. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, straightaway center field, right at the center fielder, Corey Bird, who does not have to move more than a couple of feet back to make the catch. And there's 1 away. Back to that last point, though, on the drop pitch rule by the catcher. Any ball not caught by the catcher in the air The batter is allowed to run to first base. So if it's just a wild pitch from the pitcher that goes to the backstop, you can run to first base. If the catcher does not close the mitt on the ball, and you feel so worthy, you can head over to first base as well. If first base is occupied, you can also steal. So no rules against stealing first base at all. First pitch is low on Joe DeLuca. Count 1 ball and no strikes with the base paths empty. DeLuca hitting from the right side of the plate. And this year his numbers are better from the right side than they are from the left. 1-0 delivery, that's low and in, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Against lefties this year, DeLuca hitting .367. Against righties, .264. Last year, his numbers were 10 points higher against righties than they were against lefties. So last year he was a little better from the left side. This year he hits far better from the right side of the plate. 2-0 pitch. Wave and a miss. Fastball. Beat him off the outside corner. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, fans, we appreciate your joining us on a terrific evening in Waldorf, Maryland. Happy 4th of July. Hopefully you had some time to spend with family and friends. 2-1 pitch. A little bit inside, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike. And you got the cookout going, some hot dogs, some hamburgers. As DeLuca digs back in. Pitch from Hall. Ground ball over to the third base side, and it splits the shortstop and third baseman Kelly and Burcham. Some miscommunication there. I'd imagine that's going to go down as a hit, as it was a tough play for either one to make a seeing eye single through the left side. I think Burcham thought that Kelly might get it on the backhand, and Kelly thought that Burcham would get it on the forehand. Neither one picked it up. And it's a base hit through the left side on a weakly hit ground ball from Joe DeLuca. 1 on with 1 out. Bottom 4, Blue Crabs ahead 1-0. Here's Braxton Lee. First pitch called strike, outside corner. The count, no balls and 1 strike on the lefty Lee. Braxton Lee does hit better against righties than he does lefties. .302 against righties, just .276 against lefties. Though he didn't punch a base hit up the middle on his first at bat. First pitch, low and away. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom 4th. Lee, who bats 7th, will be followed by the 8-hitter Ryan Haug. Pitch, swinging a high fly ball rather deep to left center field. It sends the center fielder Bird back in front of the warning track where he makes the catch for the 2nd out. Very well struck ball that time as well from Braxton Lee, but not enough to find the field in deep left center. One on, 2 outs. 1-0 Blue Crabs. Blue Crabs, 1 run on 4 hits. The Dirty Birds, no runs on no hits. First pitch from Hall, upstairs in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Denson Hall, 3 2/3 innings thus far, 4 hits. He's walked none. He's allowed just 1 run. This would be a strong rebound start from Denson Hall after a very tough month of June. As that ball comes inside and hits Ryan Haug. It's the 22nd time this season that Ryan Haug has been hit by a pitch. That is first place by a country mile in the Atlantic League. 2 on, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Lone run of this game belongs to the Blue Crabs that came back in the bottom of the 1st inning on back-to-back doubles from the 3 and 4 hitters, Collier and Walker. A double down the first base line from Zach Collier, a double to left center from Jared Walker. Got our first trivia question for you. Our first trivia question tonight will be, how many Major League Baseball players have been born on Independence Day, July 4th? Pitch, line drive, right center field, drops for a base hit. Joe DeLuca scores from second base. A long turnaround third from Howe. The throw, not in time. It's an RBI single for Michael Baca. He drives it to right center field. It's a 2-0 lead for the Blue Crabs. And Southern Maryland has all of a sudden doubled the advantage. Scored 1 run back in the first. With runners on first and second and 2 outs, Michael Baca knocks a base hit to right center. Blue Crabs have some very cool July 4th jerseys they're going with today. The stars at the bottom, the red, white, and blue. The red on top, the white in the middle, the blue in the bottom. As the first pitch runs upstairs and inside on Jack Sundberg. And that blue part at the bottom, it's got all the white stars mixed in. It's a really cool look they've gone with tonight. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. Throw down to second base. Goes into center field. Scoring from third, Ryan Howe. From second to third, it's Michael Baca. It's 3-0 Blue Crabs. It's always a very risky throw as a catcher to throw down to second base, especially when there are already 2 outs in an inning. You don't need that double play ball. But he took the risk anyways, and Tyler Blom threw it past the second baseman, Scott Kelly, or the shortstop, Scott Kelly, in the center field. The pitch to Sundberg, foul back, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on the lefty. Well, the RBI single from Michael Baca gave the Blue Crabs a 2-0 lead. Michael Baca then stole second with Ryan Howe gone third. The throw went into center field. Howe scored from third, and now Michael Baca at third base. 1-2 pitch is low and away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-0. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs lead the Charleston Dirty Birds. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. For the second time tonight, Jack Sundberg's gone down swinging, and that ends the 4th inning. It's the Blue Crabs who lead the Dirty Birds 3-0. We're finished with 4. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. Welcome back. Top of the fifth inning. Blue Crabs have a 3-0 lead. First pitch, big wave, and a foul ball back to the netting behind home plate from Scott Burcham. Couple of Scotts coming to the plate in the top of the fifth. Scott Burcham, Scott Kelly, and A.J. Bumpus. Count, no balls and 1 strike. Ryan Haug seems like he's all set, although the home plate umpire, Bill Worthington, might have been a little shaken up on that foul ball. Might have caught a piece of it. Some July 4th baseball. If you didn't have a chance to come to the ballpark, we appreciate your watching on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We'll be updating you on the score throughout the ball game. 0-1 delivery. Big wave and a miss on a breaking ball. On the count, no balls and 2 strikes. We apologize that we do not have our scoreboard on our live stream today. It's part of our technical difficulties we're working with throughout the broadcast. 0-2 pitch. Went really slow on a breaking ball upstairs. In the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 delivery from Daryl Thompson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 gets Burcham swinging. 1 away in the top of the fifth. Blue Crabs still lead this one 3-0. Well, Daryl Thompson, he's been rolling through 4 1/3 innings. He's allowed just 1 base runner. It came via a walk back in the 3rd inning. In the top of the 3rd, he walked Angel Garson, who would be the 4th batter due up in the inning. Here's Scott Kelly. First pitch to the righty, Kelly. Called strike. The count is no balls and 1 strike. We talked about how deep Daryl Thompson could go in a start. We said, look, maybe he goes 120 tonight. I don't think we're going to see him go 150, if he even needs to go that deep. 0-1 pitch is inside, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. At this point in the game, Thompson, through 4 1/3, has thrown 53 pitches. His season high is 125 at Staten Island. 1-1 delivery on the ground toward third base. Fielded at the belt by Crosby. Strong throw to first. There are 2 away. He beats Scott Kelly by a couple of steps. It brings up A.J. Bumpus. Just the 10th at-bat of the year for Bumpus. And to this point, he is 0 for 9. Bumpus just recently acquired from Charleston. Or by Charleston. First pitch swinging. Grounds it off of his shin guard on the inside of his right foot. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. We welcome all of our fans watching tonight's ball game. Whether you're in the Waldorf area, or you're watching from Charleston, or from anywhere else in the U.S. and you follow the Blue Crabs, you can leave your name and your location in the broadcast YouTube chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out on air. Again, we have our trivia question we asked earlier. How many MLB players have been born on July 4th? We're going to get to some July 4th history trivia. That doesn't come till the 6th, though. Pitch to Bumpus. Check swing. Foul back behind home plate, and the count remains 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th, the Blue Crabs 3. Dirty Birds nothing. 1 run for the Blue Crabs in the 1st. 2 runs for Southern Maryland in the 4th. Oh-1 to Scott Kelly, or 0-2 to Scott Kelly, swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball, buried low in the dirt. And that ends the top of the 5th. We're halfway done at the Reg in Waldorf. The Blue Crabs lead this one by 3. First pitch swinging from Michael Wolanski. It's on the ground, a short, nicely fielded by the shortstop. Kelly, strong throw to first is in time. There's one away in the bottom of the fifth inning. A quick first pitch and first out from Denson Hall, the lefty. Blue Crabs lead this one 3-0 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Again, 9:30 fireworks at Regency Furniture Stadium. We will stop the game if we need to for the fireworks. Big news tonight. Really two big pieces of news for the Blue Crabs. We'll reiterate them after this pitch to Zach Collier. First pitch, low and away. Count 1 ball and no strikes. First big piece of news is with a win tonight, the Blue Crabs would have the best winning percentage in Atlantic League history for a single half. 1-0 pitch is up and in. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Blue Crabs would finish with a 48-18 record. Second big piece of news, something we've been covering over the last 4 1/3 innings. Denson Hall on the mound for the Charleston Dirty Birds tonight. 2-0 pitch. That's away. Count 3 balls and no strikes. And no, we didn't just misspeak. Denson Hall, who made his first 13 starts of the season with the Blue Crabs, is pitching for the Charleston Dirty Birds tonight. Blue Crabs traded him for a player to be named earlier today officially. 3-0 delivery. Just outside, it's ball 4. Runner on first base with 1 out. Blue Crabs ahead 3-0 as they look to add to their lead. Jared Walker will dig in from the left side, rubs some dirt between his hands, and takes a practice swing from the left side. Collier and Walker provided the first run of the game way back in the first inning on back-to-back doubles. Blue Crabs tacked on 2 runs in the fourth. Hull tosses over to first to check on Zach Collier. Blue Crabs scored 2 in the fourth. RBI single from Michael Baca. And a bad throw from the catcher, Tyler Blom, brought in the other run as Hull seems preoccupied with the runner on first base. He tosses over yet again. Hull gets the sign from his catcher, Tyler Blom. First pitch, that's low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Up until this point in the game, control hasn't been an issue for Denson Hall. But he just walked Collier on 4 pitches, and behind in the count 1-0 on Jared Walker. Denson Hall gets a sign from his catcher Blom. He's come set. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. Count 1-1. Blue Crabs, 3 runs on 5 hits for the Dirty Birds. No runs on no hits in the bottom of the 5th. And the third base umpire, Jerry Burish, calls time. And Denson Hall's allowed 5 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 2. Pitch, swinging a high fly ball, rather deep toward right field, but it tails foul and out of play. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hall's pitch count getting up there. I'd imagine they'll go as much as 100 or 110 with Denson Hall, but I'd be surprised if he goes much more than 6 or 7 innings tonight. The bullpen for the Dirty Birds is reportedly very light tonight. They might not have really any options available. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball just inside. Or 1-2 pitch that was. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. We apologize Only scoreboard I have access to does not have the strike 2 available on its strike counter. It showed 2-1. 2-2 pitch upcoming to Jared Walker. Runner on first base with 1 out. Here's the 2-2. Check swing on a pitch that was just out of the zone. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dennis Moore guesses 13 for the number of Major League Baseball players in history who have been born on July 4th. Three-two delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jared Walker goes down on a ball low in the dirt. And Denson Hall with his second strikeout. Here comes Alex Crosby. Crosby bats 5th for the Blue Crabs. Southern Maryland has a 3-0 lead. Hull tosses to first base. First pitch called strike on Crosby. Bottom of the 5th inning, Blue Crabs ahead by 3. 0-1 pitch, a little bit outside, count 1 ball and 1 strike. Crosby 0 for 2 tonight. He's seen his batting average dip below 300. Started the night at 301. 1-1 pitch. Low and away in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Five, 6, and 7 in the Blue Crabs order all have very similar batting averages. Crosby at 298, DeLuca 293, and Lee at 297. 2-1 pitch. That one's inside. The count 3 balls and 1 strike. (3-1), awfully close, but just off the outside corner. And it's ball 4. 2 on with 2 outs as it brings up Joe DeLuca. Well, manager Billy Horn's going to come out to the mound and have a chat with Denson Hall. A little bit of action going on in the Dirty Birds bullpen. You have to wonder how much longer the leash is on Hall. He's gone 4 2/3. About 5 hits. That was his 3rd walk he just issued. Normally, I think in this situation, you have the pitching coach come to the mound, but the pitching coach is Joe Testa, and he's out in left field. It's a bit of an issue if you're trying to have the pitching coach have a quick chat with your pitcher, and he's out in front of the mini monster there on the left. Joe Testa getting the start in left field. Here comes Joe DeLuca. DeLuca, a switch hitter. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Against lefties, DeLuca hits about 375. Against righties, 267. First pitch, ground ball over to 3rd, eaten up by Bertram. The throw to 2nd is in time for the final out. Well, we're finished with 5 innings of play from the Reagan Waldorf. The Blue Crabs had a pair of base runners, but they strand two at the end of 5. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. The 6th inning, first pitch from Daryl Thompson. High fly ball, deep center field. Sundberg back to the warning track. It's over his head. Extra bases for Angel Garson, who leads off the top of the 6th inning with a double to straightaway center field. Very well hit off the bat of Angel Garson. And there is a runner on second with nobody out. Here comes Joe Testa. Testa does not have a hit in his Atlantic League career. He's been a starting pitcher at times, and tonight he's in left field for whatever reason. First pitch, line drive foul, third base side, headed toward the seats. Couple fans go and reach for it. And a fan in a red, white, and blue American flag t-shirt comes down with it. Thompson tosses to second. Well, it hits Garson and deflects over to the second baseman, Michael Wolanski. And manager Billy Horn is going to walk on over to his player. Make sure that Garson's just fine. Thompson surely didn't mean to peg him with the ball, but it hit him toward that rib cage area as he reached up his arm to dive back in. Runner on second base, nobody out. The no-hit bid for Daryl Thompson ends after 5 innings on a deep shot to center. The pitch, that one's on the ground towards shortstop. Fielded by Baca. Looks back, the runner, he's already gone. Throw to first base is in time to get Testa. And there's one away. Runner on third base with 1 out. We're having internet connections tonight, issues tonight, which is the reason that we don't have our traditional broadcast up and running. We hope to have that for you tomorrow night, but will not be available for tonight's broadcast. I'll be updating you on score periodically throughout the ball game. It's 3-0 Blue Crabs now on the top of the 6th. Again, fans, there'll be fireworks at 9:30 regardless of the inning and score, as the first pitch is low and in for ball 1. On the leadoff hitter, Engel Beltran. Pitch, this one on the ground, hard hit towards shortstop, eaten up by Baca at the belt. The throw to first is in time, but meanwhile, it's Angel Garcia who scores from third base. And it's now a 3-1 ball game. About as perfectly as you can do it, as far as trading a run with an out. In this case, trading two outs for a run. Garcia doubled the deep center. Ground out to second base to shortstop the first time. The second time, one hopper to short. 2 away in the top of the 6th. It's now a 3-1 game though, as Garcia has done all the damage against Daryl Thompson tonight. A walk back in the 3rd inning, a double, and he came around to score here in the 6th. The pitch to Corey Bird is fouled back. Count 0-2 now on the lefty. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 Blue Crabs. In the top of the 6th inning, as Daryl Thompson looks to deal out of trouble. Pitch, that's inside. Count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base paths are empty for the Blue Crabs. Pitch. Line drive, hard hit, first base side. It's through for a base hit. Between the first baseman, Joe DeLuca, and the second baseman, Michael Wolanski. Just the second hit of the evening. It's also the second hit of the inning, for that matter, here in the 6th. And here comes Alfredo Gonzalez. Runner on first base, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Pitch, this one, swinging a high fly ball, deep left field, back to the warning track at the wall. That ball's off the wall. It's Jared Walker who throws in very quickly, comes all the way to the plate, and that's going to hold the runner, Corey Bird, over at third base, while Alfredo Gonzalez goes off the wall the other way. 3 hits here in the inning for the Dirty Birds. Tying run stands over on first base. $8:15 in the evening. Fireworks will be coming your way in 75 minutes. We're trying to get a baseball game in first, though. First pitch, tapper foul, first base side. Alfredo Gonzalez was in motion from first to second. He were to steal successfully, would put the tying run in scoring position. Thompson, the pitch to Blum, swing and a miss. Fastball sizzles past the bat of Blum, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Thompson gets the sign from his catcher, Ryan Haug. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swinging a high fly ball, deep left center field. Sundberg back to the warning track. He can't get there. It bounces over the wall. It's a ground rule automatic double, as that ball was blasted to left center field. It drives in 1 run. Corey Bird scores from third base. but Alfredo Gonzalez is going to be held up at third as there are runners on the corners with 2 outs. 4 hits in the inning in the top of the 6th. It's brought home 2 runs. The tying run is at third base. The go-ahead run is in scoring position. Blue Crabs 3, Dirty Birds 2 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Blue Crabs scored 1 in the first. They scored 2 in the 4th. But a rally for Charleston in the top of the 6th. Gotten them back in this ball game. You really have to wonder how much longer Blue Crabs star Daryl Thompson has and who might be available to come into the ball game. Because nearly the entire bullpen went last night, save Dario Polanco and Matt Latos. So they'll be available today. Question is who else? Nick Wells won't be available. Patrick Geekie won't be available, or Dalton Geekie, I should say, won't be available. Patrick Baker might be available. First pitch foul back to the netting behind home plate from Scott Burcham. Wells and Geekie each went 3 innings. From there, Blue Crabs went with Bradley Roney for 1, Patrick Baker for 1, and Endris Briseño with the save. 0-1 pitch, popped up foul just overhead. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs in for the Dirty Birds in this inning. It's 3-2 Blue Crabs. But Charleston with 2 in scoring position. Thompson trying to work his way out of trouble. 0-2. Check swing, foul back yet again. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. First 5 innings of the game, Daryl Thompson did not allow a hit. Here in the 6th, he's allowed 4. Only has 2 outs to show for it. Conceded 2 runs as well. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Howe keeps it in front of himself. It's Alfredo Gonzalez, who took a large secondary lead but decided he wasn't going to try to test Ryan Howe to the plate. Gonzalez at third, Blom at second. With 2 outs and a 3-2 Blue Crabs lead, Burcham, the former Blue Crabs, looking to come through for Charleston. Pitch on the ground towards shortstop, trouble handling by Baca, throw to first, not in time. An error by the shortstop, Michael Baca. That ball sort of came up on him a little bit and ate him up there at short. And the Dirty Birds have tied the score at 3 in the top of the 6th inning. And meanwhile, Tyler Blom to third base. The go-ahead run 90 feet away. Dirty Birds have tied things in the top of the 6th. Scott Kelly coming to the plate for the Dirty Birds. 5 hits in the 6th inning. That matches the number for the Blue Crabs. Both teams' lines are identical. 3 runs on 5 hits with 1 error. First pitch, called strike, inside corner. I beg your pardon, it's a ball. It was initially put up on the scoreboard as a strike, but changed to a ball, looked inside. 1-0 pitch. Inbound. Line drive, center field, base hit. From third, it scores Tyler Blom. Scott Burcham from first to second. These runs go down as unearned for Daryl Thompson. But more importantly, for the sake of this ball game, the Blue Crabs now trail 4-3. There is action up into the Blue Crabs bullpen. It's Bradley Roney who's throwing. Again, Roney pitched the 8th inning last night with Briseño getting the save. You'd have to wonder who's available tonight. Baker, maybe. Roney clearly is because he's throwing. Briseño, maybe. Latos, you'd have to think, is available. And Dario Polanco will go sometimes 10 days and 2 weeks even between appearances. So I'd have to imagine he's available if necessary. Pitch, that one's just off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. With 2 on in the top of the 6th. 4 runs already in for the Dirty Birds. They now lead this game 4-3. 2-0 pitch. That's away. Ball 3. On A.J. Bumpus. Bumpus playing right field today. He bats 7th in the lineup. Does not have a hit in his Atlantic League career. 0 for 10 this year. 3-0 pitch. Line drive to the netting. Foul. A packed house here at the Reg in Waldorf. Three-one pitch upcoming from Thompson. Called strike. Count 3-2. Pounds the inside corner. Well, everything's full except the bases. Runners on first and second, but 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top 6. Dirty Birds have tied the score with 4 runs on 6 hits here in the 6th. 3-2 pitch. Low and in, ball 4. Well, I beg your pardon. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. I guess the count must have been 2-2 prior. Scoreboards had it at 3-2. I had it at 3-2. 3-2 pitch, line drive, shallow right, incoming. Braxton Lee makes the catch for the final out. We're finished with the top of the 6th inning. The Blue Crabs surrender 4 runs on 6 hits. It's the Dirty Birds who are now in front, 4-3. Stick with us in the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. we go to the top of the 6th inning. It's 4-3. The Dirty Birds have all of a sudden jumped in front. And Braxton Lee comes to the plate for the Blue Crabs. 7, 8, and 9 in the Blue Crabs order. As we approach 8:30 in the evening. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Oh, 1 delivery. A little bit outside, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Francisco Carrillo is the new pitcher in this ball game. So he takes over for Denson Hull. Hull's final line, we'll get to that in just one moment. 1-1 pitch, fouled off third base side. Count 1-2. Hull goes 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits. He did walk 3. Pitch, this one. Ground ball over toward first base, gobbled up by the first baseman, Gonzalez. He'll tag the bag himself, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. And here comes Ryan Haug. The Blue Crabs had a 3-0 lead. Looked like they'd sail to victory tonight, but now there's a major roadblock. They now trail 4-3. 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning from the Charleston Dirty Birds has complicated things in a big way. First pitch, up and in on Baca. Count, 1 ball and no strikes on the righty Michael Baca. One 1-0 delivery. It's a called strike, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike now on the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom 6 to 1-run lead for the Dirty Birds. More action in the Blue Crabs bullpen as Roney continues to warm. 1-1 pitch, that runs inside, count 2-1. Count, 2 balls and 1 strike now on Haug, who is 0 for 0 today. He's walked once, he's been hit by a pitch. 2-1 pitch, that's away. Count 3-1. If you have a look at Ryan Haug's splits, they're not exactly traditional. As Ryan Haug has an on-base percentage nearly 500. As the pitch is in there for a strike. Count, 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Haug. Carrillo. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ryan Haug swings through a 3-2 fastball. And there are 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Blue Crabs looking to set an Atlantic League record for the best winning percentage in a half. They finished 48-18 with a win, but they now trail by 1, 4-3. Their winning percentage with a win would be .727. First pitch, low and away on the 9-hitter Michael Baca. Their winning percentage with a loss would be .712. The best winning percentage as is in the Atlantic League in history, Somerset Patriots, who finished 50-20 with a .714 win percentage. Pitch to Baca, up and away. Count, 2 balls and no strikes from Francisco Carrillo. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch, that's a called strike. Count, 2 balls and 1 strike now. 2-1 pitch, line drive, hard hit, first base side. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this game was moving along quite swimmingly until the 4-run inning from the Dirty Birds in the top of the 6th. And that's really complicated things with regard to the fireworks celebration that we're going to have here at the Reg in Waldorf. Now we'd have to play the bottom of the 9th inning as well. 2-2 pitch, line drive, right field side. It's going to tail fouling out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-run lead for the Dirty Birds in the bottom of the 6th. And again, this game will stop for fireworks in the bottom of, or whatever that so happens, at 9:30. 2-2 pitch, up and in the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we're hoping to get the whole game in prior to that, but at this point, we'll have to wait and see. Base paths empty with 2 away. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. A little bit outside, looked awfully close. But the home plate umpire, Bill Worthington, says it misses. Here comes Jack Sundberg with 1 on and 2 outs. That 7th pitch, very borderline. Carrillo thought it caught some strike zone. Our TrackMan system would agree. Sundberg followed by Wolanski. Bottom of the 6th inning. So the umpire is having a conversation, trying to get everything right and squared away. Place is packed tonight at Regency Furniture Stadium. First pitch to Sundberg is away. Awfully close, but it's ball 1 in the count. 1 ball and no strikes on Sundberg. Dirty Birds 4, Blue Crabs 3. Southern Maryland has had the lead for the majority of the game. 1-0 pitch runs up and in, count 2-0. Blue Crabs scored 1 in the first, they added 2 in the 4th. But it's the Dirty Birds who scored 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. They lead this game 4-3. Two-0 pitch, inbound. Wave and a miss. Fastball up and out of the zone. Carrillo throwing low to mid-90s. He's topped out at 93 with the fastball. Two-one. Line drive, left center field, long run for the center fielder. Bird, but he tracks it down in deep left center for the final out. Ball hung up there just long enough for the center fielder, Corey Bird, to get there to end the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's 4-3 Dirty Birds. Thompson comes back to the mound for the top of the 7th when we come back. Well, Angel Garcia comes to the plate in the top of the 7th inning. 4-3 Dirty Birds. First pitch from Daryl Thompson is a called strike. Typically, the 8-hitter comes to the plate, does not instill fear in you. But Angel Garcia, it's a different story. Might only be hitting 169 on the year, but he has gotten a hit each time he's been to the plate. First pitch, swing a high fly ball, right field, rather deep. It sends Braxton Lee back in front of the warning track where he makes the catch. And there is one away in the top of the 7th. Gotta wonder what the story looks like for the Blue Crabs bullpen tonight. Thompson has thrown 86 pitches through 6 1/3 innings. And the first pitch is fouled back in the count. No balls and 1 strike on Joe Testa, the pitching coach who is batting today. Pitch is away. The count 1 ball, 1 strike on Testa. 1-1 offering. Called strike outside corner. Count 1-2. Does not seem all that thrilled to swing the bat at all so far. 1-2 pitch from Daryl Thompson. Ground ball toward the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman. Wolanski, the throw to first is in time. A very odd and circuitous route for Joe Testa on the way to first base. And there are 2 away. I feel like if he had run down the line, he might have been able to beat that one out, but he was running on the grass on the first base side in foul territory up the line. Brings up top of the lineup. Angel Beltre comes to the dish. Or Engel Beltre, I should say. Well, Braxton Lee's been up and throwing for a long time. He's still up. He's not throwing anymore. Pitch. That one's fouled back. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Mitch Lamson doing that lefty catcher. Pitch. Ground ball, first base side. Count no balls and 2 strikes on Beltre. He's got to have his own lefty catcher's mitt and everything. It's one of the rare things across baseball. You just don't see it. Left-handed catchers are extremely rare. Although there's no inherent difference between a right-handed and left-handed catcher and their abilities in the field. 0-2 pitch. Pop up, left field, shallow, long run for Walker, who slides and makes a terrific catch to end the top of the 7th inning. Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Crabs trail the Dirty Birds 4-3. Stick with us on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning from Regency Furniture Stadium. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs trail the Dirty Birds 4-3. 2, 3, and 4 come to the plate for the Blue Crabs. Wolanski followed by Collier and Walker. For Southern Maryland, 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. For the Dirty Birds, 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. First pitch, way upstairs and inside. And it comes in and hits Wolanski on the upper arm toward the shoulder area. The bicep shoulder region there in the left arm. And he's aboard to get things started in the 7th. Camera angle there. Runner on first base, nobody out. 4-3, the Dirty Birds lead the Blue Crabs. Runner on first base with nobody out was the first pitch from Max Tannenbaum that came up and in and hit Michael Wolanski. Pitch to Collier. Popped up, foul territory. The catcher, Blaum, has no idea where it is. Bounces in foul territory, out of play. He had totally lost that ball. I'm not quite sure he ever found it. There is action in the Blue Crabs bullpen. It's no longer Bradley Roney up and throwing. Maybe Andres Briseño, who is up and throwing. Tannenbaum the pitch. Away, it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out with the runner on first base. One delivery, line drive, right field. That ball is just past the outstretched reach of the right fielder, A.J. Bumpus. Rounding third, Wolanski. The throw to the plate is cut off. It's an RBI triple from Zach Collier. The Blue Crabs have tied it at 4. And they got something grilling here in the bottom of the 7th. A leadoff hit batsman put Michael Wolanski on first base. An RBI triple from Zach Collier. The Blue Crabs have the go-ahead run 90 feet away in the bottom of the 7th inning. We've got a fun one, folks. Don't go anywhere. The pitch to Walker, swinging a high fly ball, deep right center field. It's the center fielder Bird who ranges over and makes the catch. Tagging from third, it's Zach Collier. He scores. It's a 5-4 Blue Crabs lead on a sacrifice fly from Jared Walker. And the Blue Crabs are back in front. Here comes Crosby. I understand there's a bit of an issue with our camera feed. We're going to make sure we have that up. We're going to try to make sure we're all set with that after this inning as we're working through some technical difficulties tonight. The pitch. Ground ball over towards shortstop. Nicely fielded by Scott Kelly on a hard hit ground ball. The throw to first is in time. There are 2 away. The Blue Crabs 5, the Dirty Birds 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. Brings up the switch hitting first baseman Joe DeLuca. DeLuca 1 for 3 on the day. The Blue Crabs have come through with a major hit that's given the Blue Crabs the lead here in the 7th. An RBI triple from Zach Collier. And meanwhile, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs have taken a 5-4 lead. The sacrifice fly from Jared Walker drove in Collier. Andres Briseño up and warming in the Blue Crabs pen. First pitch, ground ball towards shortstop, slowly throw to first in time to get DeLuca for the final out, but not before the Blue Crabs scored 2 runs and lead this game 5-4. You're listening to Blue Crabs Baseball on the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. We go to the top of the 8th inning, 5-4 Blue Crabs lead. Fans, we apologize for the lack of a picture that we have currently on the broadcast. At the end of the top of the 8th inning, in the middle of the 8th, we're going to shut down this broadcast and restart it on the Blue Crabs YouTube page. So just as fair warning, this stream will end at the end of the top of the 8th inning. We're going to bring you through this top of the 8th through a radio broadcast style. Be updating you on the score, the pitch, and the runners consistently throughout this inning. First pitch is a called strike. Paints the upper and outside part of the plate on Corey Bird. 2, 3, and 4 due up to the plate for the Charleston Dirty Birds. 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, called strike, outside corner, count 0-2. 5-4 Blue Crabs. Southern Maryland scored 1 in the first and 2 in the fourth. The Dirty Birds with 4 in the top of the 6th, but the Blue Crabs 2 all-important runs in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Corey Bird goes down. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out in the top of the 8th. And here comes Alfredo Gonzalez with 1 away in the top of the 8th inning. 5-4 Blue Crabs. Again, at the end of the top of the 8th, in the middle of the 8th inning, we are going to end this broadcast and start a new broadcast. That video will be available on the Blue Crabs YouTube channel. We apologize, but this stream currently cannot support video anymore. So we will restart it so you can all have video. First pitch is low and away for ball 1 on Alfredo Gonzalez. 5-4 Blue Crabs, top of the 8th inning. Matt Latos, meanwhile, warms up in the Blue Crabs pen. Southern Maryland trying to make Atlantic League history tonight with the best winning percentage in first half history. 1-0 pitch. That's upstairs, count 2-0. For the Blue Crabs, it would not be the most wins in a single half in Atlantic League history. That title goes to the Somerset Patriots. They had 50 wins. A 50-20 season in a half. But the winning percentage there at just .714. Blue Crabs are only playing 66 games in this half. .2-0 pitch. Upcoming to Gonzalez. Up and away. Count 3 balls and no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out on the 3-hitter, Alfredo Gonzalez. 5-4 Blue Crabs lead. In the hits category, 6 hits for the Blue Crabs. 5 hits for the Dirty Birds. 3-0, up and in, ball 4. So after a 3-pitch strikeout from Andres Briseño, it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Alfredo Gonzalez. 1 on with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. We're also racing the clock right now because there are fireworks that will start at 9:30 here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Currently 8:59 p.m. Blue Crabs, I'm sure, would like to ice the victory right before 9:30 and have some fireworks to celebrate Atlantic League history. First pitch, up and in for ball 1 on Tyler Blom. Briseño's numbers coming in, a 0.95 ERA. His whip also below 0.9 at 0.89. The 1-0 pitch, that's a called strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike as a fastball is in there. Briseño gets a sign from his catcher, Ryan Haug. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, foul, first base side, hard hit off the bat of Tyler Blom. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the right-handed hitter. Briseño walked Alfredo Gonzalez on 4 pitches. Didn't miss by much for the most part. But he's come back in this at-bat and ahead in the count 1-2. There's 1 away in the top of the 8th. 5-4 Blue Crabs with a runner on first base. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, count 2-2. High fastball, tried to get Tyler Blom to bite, but he managed to hold up. Runner on first base. 1 out. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Delivery from Briseño. Strike 3. Breaking ball low in the dirt. Blom chases. They're 2 away. Really nice breaking ball from Andres Briseño. Fans, one more time, we're going to mention this. That we're going to end this broadcast stream in the middle of the 8th inning. And we're going to start a new broadcast stream so that we have video. We apologize for the technical difficulties tonight. It's 5-4. The Blue Crabs lead in the top of the 8th. He steps off briefly, looks back at the runner at first, and steps back on the mound. And the pitch, big swing and a miss. Count, no balls and 1 strike on Scott Burcham. Runner on first base with 2 outs. Runner on first base, 2 outs. 5-4 Blue Crabs. Count, no balls and 1 strike on Burcham. Again, fans, in the middle of the 8th inning, we'll be ending this broadcast and starting the new broadcast on the Blue Crabs YouTube channel. Briseño. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, shallow right field, long run for Braxton Lee, and now he's going to run out of room as it finds the seats. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-4, Southern Maryland leads the Dirty Birds. Burcham restraps the batting gloves. Steps back in from the left side. Takes a couple of practice swings. Briseño with a sign from his catcher Ryan Haug. He comes set. 0-2 pitch. Upstairs. High fastball just up and out of the zone on the offering to Scott Burcham, the former Blue Crab. He played with the Blue Crabs in the first series against the Lexington Legends. With 2 outs, you're running on contact. Base hit to the gap might just be enough to score the runner from first base in Tyler Blum. I beg your pardon, Alfredo Gonzalez. Gonzalez reached via a 4-pitch walk. The pitch from Briseño, strike 3. A pair of Ks from Andres Briseño. The Blue Crabs have a 5-4 lead at the end of the top of the 8th inning. We're going to end this broadcast right here. We're going to start a new broadcast in the Hometown Real Estate Broadcast Network. That's available on the Blue Crabs YouTube channel. So head on over to the other broadcast for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. End it.